Hello, now that I got your attention, my name is James Nguyen, and today I will be arguing the point where the athlete should be, fuck.
Don't stop it. Just go ahead.
Hello, now that I got your attention, my name is James Nguyen, and today I will be arguing the point whether athletes should be penalized for using marijuana. So, how many of you guys are student athletes? How many of you guys are familiar with the NCAA and their policies? Well, if you didn't know, the NCAA is the National Collegiate Athletic Association, which is a nonprofit association which regulates athletes over 1,000 institutions, conferences, organizations, and also individuals. I'm very familiar with the NCAA and its rules and policies that they have because I'm a two-sport athlete and it's best to know the company you're playing for. The NCAA policies and the rules are designed to ensure integrity and fair play among the NCAA schools and level playing field for the participating student athletes. So today I will be picking out one of the many rules that the NCAA has enforced, which is the use of marijuana. This rule is one of the most top controversial rules the NCAA has enforced onto athletes in the nation. So today I will be discussing how marijuana is not a performance enhancer, how it is better for the athlete's body than taking pain-killing pills. I hope after my speech I will convince you ladies and gentlemen to vote against the marijuana policy enforced on the NCAA onto athletes. So first I will give you guys society's view on marijuana and whether or not it is performance enhancer or not. So after doing research I came to found that the NCAA and other sports organizations only labeled cannabis as a performance enhancer because it was the only way that they could ban it without saying they were banning it because of society. Now this quote was written by Frederick Jury, who is a Men's Fitness magazine reporter. So what does this mean? Well, it means that marijuana is only labeled under the performance enhancing chart because society looks down upon cannabis and it's most of the people who use it. So over the years, it seems as if society has proposed cannabis users as lazy, uneducated. It's kind of degrading, right? I have even heard the terms people who use marijuana are druggies. But it's because of the percentage of the people who abuse and overuse cannabis and its effects. That percentage of people have ruined their true meaning and use behind it. So, is marijuana really a performance enhancer? Well, Jacqueline Weiner, a college sports critic who I have studied her work in the past, had took a stand against the NCAA. Now, she said that the marijuana is not a performance enhancer in any way, and she states that that cannabis may relieve pain but only temporarily. Secondly, it impairs concentration, and lastly, time appears slow while high. So how can it be a performance enhancer if it reduces maximal exercise capacity, resulting in the athlete to get tired easily? So with the effects it has while an athlete is high on it, how can an athlete have an upper hand on an athlete who does not use it, as the NCAA says? Well, Jacqueline raised a lot of attention after coming forth with her view. If anything, the athlete who doesn't use cannabis has the upper hand on an athlete who does use cannabis. But the real reason why most athletes are using the marijuana during the season or after season is deeper than society thinks. So this brings me to my next point. Why are athletes using marijuana? Well, with the effects it has on the body, it can vary from coping with uncomfortable pain to relaxing the muscles. In high school, I was a three-sport athlete. Football was my prime sport, which was year-round. Track was my second sport, which I attended all practices I could because football would get in the way. And lastly, I boxed in my spare time. You can only imagine how sore my muscles were day in and day out. So, many pro athletes choose the option to use marijuana instead of taking pain-killing pills. Want to know why? With athletes' bodies hurting each day, most of them rush to taking Advil, ibuprofen, or any other pain-killing pills. Little do they know that the pain-killing pills can lead to respiratory failure. A number of former NFL players and retired players have stated that they use marijuana over the pills subscribed from their team doctors for any injuries that they might have. They commented saying that the pills they were offered by their doctors had endless counts of side effects ranging from dehydration to suicidal thoughts. It is not right for marijuana use to be prohibited when used accordingly and responsibly. And that's why most athletes take the option to use marijuana products to help with injuries over pain-killing pills. It can even help the athlete heal faster for a concussion. Now, concussions are very common in football. So, this brings me to my next example. Marvel Washington, who played in the NFL for a numerous amount of years, used cannabis while playing in college and also the NFL. He stated that cannabis prevents your equilibrium from being off for 2 weeks and your eyesight being off for 4 weeks. Now, this brought him back in the game quicker than it would have if he'd taken pills. Now, today I've discussed how marijuana is not a performance enhancer and how cannabis is better for the body than taking pain-killing pills. I hope that I was able to encourage you all to think differently about NCAA's policy, vote against the policy. Now, it's a bit harsh on athletes, and everyone has to have a heart. So, this brings me to our last point. Society's view on marijuana has caused this substance to be banned. However, the committee boards, doctors, and athletic researchers are proving society's view on marijuana wrong, establishing the idea that marijuana is not a true performance enhancer, and it does not give an athlete who uses marijuana a higher advantage than an athlete who does not use marijuana. And you can also make a difference by voting to dismiss this rule in the next upcoming vote. Thank you.